Hello and welcome back to my channel, Checks, Captures, Threats, and today's video is episode 4 of the Gambits Galore. So, today's video we're going to be going over something called the Roscher Gambit. Now, I'll be honest with you, I didn't know it was called this Gambit till after the game, but I was just trying to play a Gambit and this is the one I stumbled upon, and I'm going to talk you all throughout how he did it, and I even had a brilliant move and a great move in this game. Now, he made quite a big blunder, I think, after, but I feel like I was won either way. So, hopefully we'll go through this. Now, the Roscher Gambit comes from the Pirc. The Pirc, as we're going to go through, is a little bit of a different opening. D6. So what this aims to try and do is, it's a little bit weird. Imagine like a reversed French defence, where you're going to be pushing E5 soon, and it's just going to be that sort of thing. Now, you wouldn't be like a French if you think about how we have E6, D5, and C5. They're not going to be playing D6, E5, F5 really, because you've got that and queen out immediately. It's not going to work, but this definitely has some better ideas here. Now, this bishop will most likely get Franchettoed, as there's no way it's going to come out here. If it does, it's going to have to come to E7 and then come out this way, if anything. And then also here, this bishop's now very strong, unlike the French, but you also have very good knights still, and nothing's being blocked. So, and again, you have a very good king side. Just got to be careful with this E5 pawn, or E pawn if it goes to E5. So, we play the move knight F3. Now, again, if I'm trying to play a Gambit, what I'm looking to do is probably play something Scotch-styled. I didn't know what I was really expecting. Now, he plays the move knight F6, which leads me to the move D4. Now, why do I play D4? I'm obviously trying to play Gambit, so I decide to try and Gambit this pawn. Now, annoyingly, he didn't get the memo and played knight on B to D7, which I find absolutely outrageous. And they say I play a blunder here, but I'm obviously not trying to, I'm trying to lose this pawn deliberately. So I now lose it. Now, why was I playing C3 here? So if we just back up here, this position, other than the bishop going to C4, I believe is either the Italian or the Guccio piano, like sort of style you want with this C3 move. I really like that. And what I wanted to do here is when this now goes, I play this move, bishop D3. Now what this does is obviously attack the knight, but then when it moves back to F6, I've now got a very nice bishop attacking this H7 file. And now what I want to do is get castled, get my queen out to E2 or C2, get this bishop out, it's a very good bishop, and then I'll have to get my knight out. Obviously I have to get the bishop first, then the knight. That's the only downside with C3, and I'm never going to be playing knight A3 here. But after this, you obviously have got very nice ideas of C4 and E4. Now, what is black trying to do? I'll be honest, from when I was playing the game, I had no idea, because looking at his position, everything's trapped. But he's obviously going to be looking at an E5 push soon, C5 as well, and he's also going to be looking at trying to Franchetto this, or even this bishop, which is a bit weird, but I feel like he did do this, and I feel like he's actually smart. Where he got his knight there, I feel like this is probably some sort of theory that I don't know, because I'm not really one to know the Pirc, but it was actually alright in the end. So I castle, and he plays C5. This is where I play the move bishop to E3. So if you watch my rapid increase videos, you'll see when I play the French defence, I normally put both my bishops like this. So I'm used to a position like this, so I thought, why not keep going like this? I'd like to let you know as well, these are 3-minute games each, so no increment, no, not rapid lights, just blitz, 3 minutes. Now, just to put into perspective, we've only wasted like 10 seconds in 7 moves. We know what we're playing exactly here. Now, this move wasn't really liked after, if I just go back here, he's made almost a Christmas tree-like position, if you could see, with these pawns. Definitely do not like this bishop, obviously on this sort of file, but that is fine. Now, we put our knight onto D2. They do not like this, but I'm just trying to develop here, and I'm really liking that E4, C4 square, especially if I can get my queen onto E2. So he Franchettos, and we put our queen on E2, which they do not really like. Now he plays E6, a very nice move. I don't really think he should be getting his bishop out here. I would say you prefer to Franchetto. Now the reason for Franchettoing is 2 reasons. Now the first reason obviously is better protection on the king, and to add on to that then, second reason is when you push to G6, this whole threat onto H7 is gone. This bishop now is useless. If you just have a little look, they'll have that push, and you've got that. If you can imagine it, it'll be a lot harder for me to break through. Anyway, I play this move bishop to F4. Now, it's a little bit weird, but the reason was that I'm kind of trying to force this bishop to not really do its Frenchettoing business, and I'm trying to attack this pawn here. So I'm forcing it to go bishop to e7 really here, so he can try and get castled and everything. Now I play rook to e1. Now, there's always this debate on which rook you should use. Now, if I was to... I'm not exactly sure. I don't think there's a definite answer. But if I was to put either rook here, I don't think it actually matters. Because technically you could have a statement that the f2 pawn is one of the weakest pawns on the board. But at the same time, how I imagine it is this rook here, in a position like this, belongs on these 4 choices. Now, obviously, 2 of the choices are definitely gone, and one of them is already gone. So I prefer there. And then this rook should at least do these 3, and if not, this square as well. I just imagine it is each half for them. And then, you know, obviously this rook can control this queen side, and then this rook can control the king side. So that's my sort of idea with where the rook should go. Obviously, anyone can have a different, you know, view of it. Now he castles here, and we play the move knight to g5. I went aggressive here. And the reason for that is that this knight can't move because of bishop h7 check, and then I'll also have this. And I feel like really the only move I was really scared about now was this whole bishop line, which I can easily, you know, deflect with moves like just pushing these up, or even f3 and then trying to get my queen across. Now, this is where the tables have been turned with h6. Now, I was actually going to play this without him playing h6, but he just added the cherry on the top, and as I was to play a brilliant move, knight takes e6. Now, why is this brilliant? So if we think about it, it's a fork right now, so he's got to do something. He's either got to move the queen or rook, or he can even capture, which he does do. Now, if we think about what is on the board here and why we've done that, queen and the rook. This is a battery that we can actually take this pawn. Now, when we take this pawn, we're giving check, but we're also attacking this bishop. Now, how can black stop this attack? So if you think about it, there's 2 on this bishop against this 1. Now, there is a move here that actually stops both, and that is rook to f7. So as you can see here, it protects this bishop. So now there's 2 against 2, and it stops the check. So it's a very nice move. Though we have the very nice move, bishop to g6. So obviously putting a double attack on here, and then obviously we're looking good. Now he plays the move bishop d5, best move, but we are still up as I take with the bishop here with a check. Now this is where he makes the mistake. He goes the wrong place. Now he goes away. What you should do is you should go closer, because then I can't take this. But you would think that, because if I just show you here, you play this, and if you take, it doesn't look as good. Though the best move in this scenario is this, and you play a check, and you're actually winning here as white here. You're winning by loads, they say. You're even 2.5 points up. So this would have been the better version. Now, luckily, he actually decides to play this king move here, which actually means we can take here, and when they capture, we're actually able to recapture the queen with the bishop with the queen. And here, he resigns because obviously he's 6 points down in material, and there's no way of him coming back. So this was the Roscher Gambit, I'm pretty sure, and it comes from the Pirc, and this is where we sacrificed this pawn here. And I actually did not mind this at all, even at the start, and I still do not mind looking at it now. If I was to play any different move here, I play bishop to d3. I'd actually suspect that knight to d2 might not even be half a bad move. They're going to say it's a mistake. Oh no, they say it's a good move. But I feel like when this happens, I'm trapping this in, and then it's going to be the same sort of thing again, where we're now going to be in this scenario. And as the engineer thought, it does want to Frenchetto their bishop. But I think the main thing was this brilliant move we got and how it forks these 2 pieces, so it's forcing capture, and then we're also able to win those 2 pieces in the end. So that is it for today's Gambits Galore video. Hopefully you enjoyed that, and thank you, and bye bye.